Less water means less ATP being made, and you're going to feel probably pretty tired. Now, tannins are very, very good at binding with amino acids. And not only that, they are also pretty good at causing hydrogen bonding with the water, which basically means they're stealing your water and they're stealing your amino acids. Now, if it's yellow, that means that you are dehydrated. And the reason is because that means there is more ammonia in your urine. And this is not what you want. Why should I stop drinking coffee, tea, soda, or even juice? I mean, what's the reasoning behind it? Well, I'm here to explain what exactly is happening, why it's kind of a big deal, and this is all related to dehydration. And we will be going into a little bit of detail as to how this dehydration is happening and how you can see it quite literally with your own eyes. So first, let's understand why water is absolutely essential. So water is essential for many, many reasons. So just to name some of the reasons why water is absolutely essential, it is very important in hydrolysis reactions, pH buffers, osmotic balance, water allowing nutrient absorption. Yes, water is very important when it comes to actually absorbing the nutrients, hydration shells, and aldosterone. Now, we're going to cover the first one, hydrolysis reactions. Now, a hydrolysis reaction is a reaction that absolutely requires water for your body. And take a guess, the most important hydrolysis reaction for your body is probably making ATP. Now, yes, I've talked a little bit about this before, ATP being the fuel source of the cell, but in particular, ATP is very, very important. And in order to make that ATP, you need water. Now, when you lower the amount of water in particular, then you are causing really big problems because you are basically preventing the ATP from being made. Now, this is basically another way of saying you will have less energy, which, as we all know, being a little bit dehydrated does seem to make you feel a little bit tired. The next one is pH buffer systems. Now, pH buffer systems are absolutely essential and they are required in order to maintain the pH of the body, which does seem to be around 7.35 to 7.45. Now, this means that if you don't have enough water, there is a chance that the blood pH can be a little bit out of control, and that's a really big deal because having acidic blood, that is not good. The third thing is osmotic balance. Now, osmotic balance basically just has to do with how much water is inside or outside of the cell. And water does play a very, very important role in this because if you have too much water, then suddenly the cell will absolutely explode and go crazy. And if you have too little water, the cell will just shrivel and shrink. Now, you don't want either of these. The fourth one in particular has to do with the fact that water is very important in dissolving polar molecules. Now, just to name a polar molecule in particular, we will be talking about amino acids. Yes, amino acids are polar and they are very, very essential when it comes to actually being able to absorb the protein that you're getting. So if you really do want to be absorbing more of that protein that you're getting, whether it be for muscle creation or even neuron creation, doesn't really matter what that protein use is being put for. If you want to absorb more of it, then water is very, very helpful. Now, the fifth thing in particular that water is very, very helpful for is hydration shells. Now, hydration shells are very, very important. And the reason is because they are basically what allows enzyme function to happen. And enzymes are very, very important because they are the things that make energetically unfavorable reactions favorable. And that is very, very important. It doesn't matter what process you're doing in biology. There's a pretty good chance that you're using an enzyme. And if you're using an enzyme, you're going to need water. And if you want to reduce that enzyme function, well, you might have guessed it. You reduce the amount of water that you have. Now, one of those reactions could just be making ATP once again. So this is only another compounding effect where less water means less ATP being made, and you're going to feel probably pretty tired. And the sixth and final one that I have not covered, but I have definitely covered a little bit in my previous videos as to why it's really important for regulating blood pressure, aldosterone. Aldosterone is very important because what aldosterone will do is it will conserve water and maintain blood pressure by reducing the water in the urine. And this is a big deal because this is how you can tell whether or not you in particular are or are not dehydrated. So the real quick way of telling is, one, does your urine look a little bit more yellow or does it look clear like water? Now, if it's yellow, that means that you are dehydrated. And the reason is because that means there is more ammonia in your urine. And this is not what you want. If your urine is more clear, then that is what you're looking for. And the reason is because that means you're getting enough water. And because you're not producing so much of that ammonia and you're not able to see it in the urine. And take a guess, how could you possibly dehydrate yourself? Now, this is once again where we come to the point of coffee, tea, soda, and juices. Yes, these all play crucial parts in basically making you dehydrated. Now, the reasons why is because juice is very dehydrating because of the sugar content in it, and it is basically comparable to that of soda. Yes, they are almost no different. So hopefully you can see just exactly how much sugar there is in juice, and this does counteract the hydrating effect of juices. Coffee and tea are actually very dehydrating, and the reason has to do with the fact that they have a particular phytotoxin called tannins. Now, tannins are very, very good at binding with amino acids, and not only that, they are also pretty good at causing hydrogen bonding with the water, which basically means they're stealing your water and they're stealing your amino acids. So if you want your amino acids stolen, which can be used to build very important things in your body, or if you want the other part stolen, the water, which I've just covered before being very, very important, then I would recommend not drinking the tea and the coffee. Now, if you're more interested in learning about how water works in particular, then I recommend you check out my previous video on specifically exclusion zone water, and I talk a lot more in detail about exclusion zone water and why exclusion zone water is so essential for the body. And if you're interested in more videos like this and understanding the science behind things, then I recommend you check out my Science Behind Carnivore playlist, because I talk about all of this in terms of biochemistry and really understanding why exactly carnivore works so well and why excluding plants and vegetables, any form of them, is so helpful for so many people. It doesn't matter who you are. So thanks for watching. If you're really interested in helping support the channel, then please like, comment, and sub down below, because it really does go a long way and it does help the channel grow. And if you're interested in more videos like this, once again, please check out my Science Behind Carnivore playlist. And if you really want to help the channel grow and at a really fast rate, then please click the join button down below, because that is how you can help me personally grow this channel, and I can make this channel blow up probably. So once again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.